Okay, folks, it looks like we are live here. Welcome to day number 2 of this 30-day challenge. My name is James Warden. If you're just joining us for day 2, I want to welcome you. Now, listen, if you haven't gone through day 1 yet, I would ask you to please pause this, okay? Because if you don't do day number 1, day number 2 is not going to be that important to you. It's so crucial that you go step by step through this process. So again, if you didn't have a chance to watch yesterday's episode, all you have to do is go to our YouTube channel. Every one of them are recorded. You can click on it right there. You can view it, and then you can come back to this. This will actually be live here until tomorrow, almost right before we do the next show. Okay, so just keep that in mind that lesson number 1 is going to be crucial to your foundation to continue to build you to get to whatever goals that you want to get. Now, with that being said, if you did come to lesson number 1, as you know, as I was into the call, there's a couple different things that I ask you specifically to do. And the number 1 thing that I asked you to do was obviously bring a pen, a paper, a highlighter, a notebook. Make sure that you have something that you can take notes. That's number 1. But number 2, if you remember, I asked you to write down 5 goals, right? 5 goals for this specific month. And we talked a little bit about goal setting. We talked a little bit about the familiarity of it, right? Oftentimes you hear it so often. In fact, I mean, pretty much any organization you go to, any company you go to, any place where you are trying to build something, oftentimes people talk about goals. And I know it becomes almost like a cliche, right? Write your goals down, make sure you read them to yourself, make sure you give yourself good affirmations every single night. I get it, right? I get that that is cliche, but here's what I want to do that is a little bit different, okay? I want you to only break it down into 5 categories, and I ask you to definitely take a look at your business, take a look at your personal life, take a look at your spiritual life, take a look at your health, and then anything else that is out there that you want to improve in the next 30 days, and I ask you to write those down. So if you did not take the time to write down your 5 things, I want you to pause this right now. I don't want you to go any further. And I want you to come back once it's complete, because again, this lesson right here, what we're doing today, has 100% to do with what I told you to do yesterday. So if you didn't do it, you're wasting your time and you're wasting my time as well. We don't want to do either of those. I want this to be the absolute most beneficial class that I can possibly give you. And, again, if you're just joining us, the whole point of this is this. I've been through so many of the struggles that I guarantee that you're going through right now. I promise you, I've spent more money than you could even imagine on marketing, on tools, on joining this company, that company, trying to figure out the best way to do this and do that. I don't want you to go through those same struggles. You see, because rock bottom is not the best place to be. You don't want to get to rock bottom before you actually start to make some change in your life. And many of you may think you're there, and maybe you are. And my goal is to help reach a hand down and lift you out, but you got to do as I tell you to do. If any of you, I used this analogy yesterday, if any of you have ever got into a diet, maybe you ordered something offline or an exercise program or anything like that, you received it, you opened up the box at your house, you were so excited. In fact, you waited days for this thing to show up. You get it, you open it up, and oftentimes, here's what happens. You open that up, you start reading about the diet, you start reading about the exercise opportunity, and what do you say to yourself? I'm going to start tomorrow, right? I'm going to start tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is the road to nowhere. I can promise you that. So I want you to start today, but I want you to start in the right direction, because if you don't have a roadmap, you're going to end up anywhere. And, that might not be the place that you want for you and your family, you and your business, you and your health, you and your wealth, you and your spiritual life, whatever it is. I want to be able to guide you, because I can tell you for a fact that all those things had to be in somewhat order. They didn't have to be perfect, right? Perfect action is always better than no action. And that's what usually holds us up. Usually we are so scared or so hesitant to make any moves because things aren't exactly right? You are getting ready to get ready. I mean, how many times have you heard people talk about, well, as soon as I get this done, I'm going to do this, right? As soon as I get my pencil sharpened, my pens in correct order, a brand new notebook, I got to make sure my computer screen is clear. I got to make sure my phone line's perfect, and make sure that I've got the germs off of it. Got to make sure the TV's off. Well, look, now I'm a little bit thirsty. I got to get up and get a drink. Now I got to use the restroom. And before you know it, your day is gone, and you have accomplished nothing but getting ready to get ready. And we're going to help you get through some of those challenges that you face. We're going to create a solid foundation for you. Now, these first couple days, what I'm going to tell you is this: they're going to be the most crucial, but they're also going to be the ones that you look at me and say, is this guy going to teach us anything about building a business? Okay. And I understand, because if you remember, I told you I was the guy that there was no chance whatsoever that you were going to catch me with anything in my DVD player, because back then it was DVD players, or my cassette tapes. You weren't going to find me listening to any type of information, education that would help improve me. I thought I knew it all. I thought I had it figured out. I thought my mind was in the right place, and it had nothing to do with my success or my failure in any business, including the business that I was in as a stockbroker. You know, I think back on that, you know, my business could have been so much bigger had I been in the right frame of mind to take it there. But it wasn't the right time for me. It wasn't the right place. But the lucky thing for me is I found some mentors. I found some places to really lock into, to find some great information. And that's what I want to be for you here today. I want to give you an opportunity to latch on as a mentor as much as we possibly can. And I know it's a visual thing, it's a virtual thing, but folks, you have something in front of you from someone who has already been down the road, been down the path, and maybe I've gotten to the point that you want to be at, but maybe you even want to be more successful than I've had the opportunity to be in this industry. And if that's the case, that's awesome, because again, if you remember what I told you, one of my biggest objectives of this is to be part of your testimony, to be part of the process that you can look back at and say, wow, you know, I remember when I attended that 30-day class. I remember what James said. I remember that the process, it seemed slow at the beginning, but then we started knocking it out of the park. You see, folks, you are going to have a mental shift over these next 30 days. You're going to have a shift in your business, and it doesn't matter what business you're in. You're going to have a shift in your life that's going to take you to a level that you did not even think is possible. But what we have to do right this very second is we have to get you out of the way of yourself, because that is the only thing, I promise you, that is holding you back right now is yourself. If you are struggling right now with your business, and I don't care if it's with our company or if it's with any business whatsoever, if you're struggling at any part of your life, it's the story that you're telling yourself, right? It's the beliefs that you have right now about whatever that situation is. That is what is holding you back, right? The pain's not quite great enough for you to make a change yet. Or maybe the pain is so great and you're just trying to figure it out, and you finally are to that point where you are ready to make that shift. And that is my hope for you, because a lot of times, as I've said, I've had a chance to deal with people all over this world, and I ask people what they'll do for their family, and they raise their hand and they say, I will do anything it takes. But folks, that is a fat lie. They won't do it. And that might sound rude. That might sound a little bit crass, but I tell you one thing that you're going to get from me on these calls is you're not going to get the CEO, James Ward. You're going to get the real raw version of the way it has to be in order for you to break through today, break through these next 30 days to get you where you want to be. Because here's the deal. If I take the political correct stance, if I take the stance of, hey, I got to make sure to say things exactly right, it has to be proper, it's not going to work for you. You're going to see me raw. You're not going to see me in this chair every single time too. You're going to see me out in my car. You're going to see me in videos elsewhere, because we have to build this for the next 30 days. I'm very busy, just as you are. So I want to make sure to deliver value to you, but I want to do it in a way that's going to be believable, not where I'm sitting in my ivory tower just speaking down to you, right? I want to get on your level. I want to make sure that we can lock arms together and be able to take this to the next level. So let's talk about this for just 1 second, okay? Let's talk about the importance of what I asked you to do yesterday and how simple the task it is. And although it was so simple, I promise you, I would be willing to bet that at least 50%, if not more, of the people that attended yesterday's call did not do the simple task that I asked them to do. I asked you to write down 5 things, as you remember. I asked you to write down 5 goals for the next 30 days in 5 different areas of your life. The question is, did you do it? 50% of you, at least, I guarantee you, did not do it. And that's fine, because remember what I said? I said yesterday, it's not personal to me. I'm not going to take it personal if you don't finish these lessons. I'm not going to take it personal if you don't do what I ask you to do or what I'm showing you the way to do, because that is up to you. The one thing that I can assure you of this, if you are attending this thinking that this is going to be some magic pill, some magic potion just to take you to 10K over the next 30 days, you're in the wrong place, because those places do not exist. That is called fairy tale land. That's not where we're at. What I want to do is I want to show you how to run a successful business. I want to show you how to build a foundation for you. So it doesn't matter what business or what product or what service or what area of your life that you're talking about, you will know the principles and you will know the steps that you need to take it to the next level. So if that's a deal, you're in the right place. Now, so, I want to move forward to why did I ask you to do those things yesterday? Why such a simple task? And why are we here today? Well, if you remember, I told you that we're going to work on a success formula, okay? And the success formula is going to start with your mindset. It's going to start with your vision. It's going to start with what you truly want for you and your family, what you truly want for yourself, what you want for your health, your wealth, your spiritual. All those things are going to be so important. They're all going to tie in. Now, before we even get into it, though, when you start talking about the different parts of your life, I want you to look at some successful people out there, okay? Oftentimes, people will have a lot of success in a certain area, but they may fail miserably, right? So you might be very, very wealthy. You might have done well in business. You've blown it up. But your life at home with your wife or your husband or your significant other is in shambles, right? It's a complete mess, or your kids are a complete mess, or whatever it is, you have challenges at home, but maybe you're having success, or maybe you're super healthy, right? You have an opportunity to go to the gym on a regular basis. You're ripped up. You have abs. You look great. People look up to you from a fitness standpoint, but your business is an absolute shambles. Maybe you spend so much time in that gym that you haven't balanced your life. And guess what? That is very, very common in every aspect of our life. And we're going to talk about that, how you can create some balance. Maybe you're not going to be the greatest at every single thing, but it's okay to be good, right? You don't have to always be great. It's okay to be good. And we're going to get comfortable with that, because I can tell you what, if you can learn to be comfortable with like 80% or 90% instead of that expecting 100% out of yourself in every aspect of your life, if you can get comfortable with being good rather than thinking that you have to be the best or you have to be perfect or you have to be great, I can assure you that your business and your life is going to be a lot more fun. It's going to be a lot more healthy, and you're going to see rewards and dividends that you did not think were possible because you didn't reach the greatness in your mind that you've already perceived for yourself, right? So we're going to help you through some of that. So let's get to the 5 things that you wrote down, okay? And we're going to help craft these in a way that will help you really be able to achieve them for the next 30 days. Our goal is to reach these in the next 30 days. Now, as you know, probably in most goal setting lessons, which I don't consider this a goal setting type of environment, but anytime you're dealing with goals, what they always tell you is to make them reasonable, right? To make them achievable. Don't shoot too high. Don't shoot so far out there that you're going to be upset or you're going to be disappointed if you don't hit it, right? So when I was making the videos leading up to this, I used the 30 days to 10K, but I also said, hey, your 30-day goal may be $1,000. Your 30-day goal may be $2K. Your 30-day goal may be $20K. Maybe you're already making $10,000 a month. The good thing about this is it is irrelevant. It may only be $500. It doesn't matter what it is. Some of you, and most of you, a lot of you in here have probably never made a single dime in your life in your business. You probably lost money. You probably put money in multiple companies. You probably jump from company to company to company. And as I said, you're probably always trying to figure out what the next big break is going to be for you. What is the next company that is going to be right for me? And it's a part of this industry that I truly hate. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I cannot stand some of the things that happen in this industry. This is some of that raw part, right? I'm just telling you like it is. I can't stand some of the part of this industry that leads people to believe that the next company, the next shiny object is going to be the answer to their prayers. It drives me crazy, because here's the truth. Until people get themselves right, until they get mentally and physically where they need to be, their business is always going to fail. That's the bottom line. You can put them in any type of company that you want. You can come up with any type of amazing comp plan that says that it does all the selling, all the telling, everything for you. People, you attract what you put out, okay? If you are attracting people who are broke, if you are attracting people that don't do what they say that they're going to do, if you're attracting people that constantly say no or they can't afford it, or you are attracting no one at all, it is because what you are putting out there, okay? So the deal right now is this. The deal is we got to get you in the mindset. We got to get you in the way of thinking that you know for a fact that you are the leader that people want to follow. Did you hear me? You want to be the leader that people want to follow. It doesn't matter, promise you, it doesn't matter if you signed up one single person on this earth ever in any business. That has absolutely zero to do with your future, because guess what? Your past doesn't equal your future. If you looked at my past, some of people would look at my past and say, wow, man, James, you've had some major failures. Yeah, I sure have. I've also had some awesome learning lessons. I've created some amazing friends and people along the way, and some great wealth as well, and created wealth in others. But yeah, you're right. I've had my failures. I've had my struggles. So guess what? You have to get past that. You have to get past your past to be able to get to your future and live in the now, and know that you are the leader right this very second. You are the leader right this very second that people want to follow, not your sponsor, not their sponsor, not the company owner, not some guru that you're looking at every single move that they make. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. You have to be the leader that people want to follow. And guess what? Once you figure that out, and once you understand that you can lead people, even though you haven't been down the path, you can lead people, because guess what? People want to be told what to do. Oftentimes, people have no idea what is going on. You know, I remember when I was a stockbroker, this is a great example. I always knew going into any conversation that I went into, I knew at least 95% more than anyone that I ever sat down with. Now, I can tell you for a fact, it's not because I'm brilliant. It's not because I'm smart. It's simply because I passed a test, right? And I made that part of my life. I made it part of my environment. So I kind of knew what was going on in the economy. I knew all the newest products, and I knew how to talk to people a little bit. So I always knew going into a situation, well, I know 95% more than anyone that I sit down with. Now, there were a couple examples where I had people asking me questions. I didn't know what they were talking about. And those are times that you have to go get the answers, or say that you will get back with them. But you got to be a good enough leader to be able to do that. Hey, I don't know that answer today, but I'll get back with you. So look, it doesn't matter what industry we're talking about. It's not just direct selling or internet marketing or direct marketing. You have to be a leader in every aspect of your life that people look up to. I used the example yesterday of, hey, you know, the easiest people to go after are the ones that are below you from a social standpoint. And what I mean by that, they're the ones that look up to you. Maybe your life's not where you need it to be, but man, maybe it's a lot better than this person or this person over here. You oftentimes will drift to that. That is the easy way to do your business. And guess what? That doesn't make you a leader. That makes you a bottom feeder, right? I want to encourage you to get to a level, to take yourself to a level that you know any conversation that you get into, anytime anyone's attracted to you, that you know for a fact, I can lead this person. I know for a fact that I know 95% more than any person I talk to about internet marketing, about direct selling, about network marketing, about your product, your service, your business, your coaching, your consulting, whatever you are offering. You go in with the mindset that you know more than they do, because you always get what you expect, and you need to expect that you know better. So let's talk about these 5 things, okay? And I'm going to be looking at notes here and there because I'll get on a rampage here, and we might be here all day if I don't stick to it. So let's break down a couple things here, you know, in regards to what we had you write down, okay? Now, oftentimes people will talk about purpose, or why. Why do you do what you do, or what is the purpose that you're after? And you know, 9 times out of 10, especially when you're dealing with entrepreneurs online, or internet marketers, or direct sellers, affiliate marketers, whatever you want to call it, usually the reason why they do what they do is because of one thing, and they'll tell you it's because of the money, right? I want more money. Now, I've said this for a very long time, or at least as long as my head's got on straight here. If the only reason why you do what you do is for the money, right? If it's just the dollar bills, you're going to run out of gas, okay? You will not have a foundation. You will not have solid ground to stand on. You will run out, and you will run from company to company to company chasing those dollars. And I'm not telling you to be married to a company. I'm not telling you to be married to a product. I'm telling you to be married to yourself, your mindset, and what you need to achieve. And what I know for a fact is that most of you don't do that, right? Most of you are following along. So let's talk about that purpose and the reason why you do what you do, because I'm telling you, out of everything that you've gotten here today, this is going to be the most important thing. Now, you might be saying again, well, James, I've heard some of this before. You know, I've heard people talk about, you know, get your why and fly, get your why should make you cry. You can put it however you want, okay? I don't care. I don't get caught up in the corny stuff. What I'm telling you is this. The truth is this. If your purpose and the reason why you do what you do isn't big enough, then you're not going to do what you want to do. Remember yesterday I said that your must The things that must happen, you always get. The things that you want to happen, they very rarely come. Now, where did I get that? I got that from Anthony Robbins. I wish I was that clever, but I'm not. But he says that many times. If you listen to him, he always talks about how you will always get your must in life. So what does that tell you? Well, I mean, to me, that leaves me a little clue. He's basically saying that whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm trying to achieve, whatever my goals are, whatever my purpose is, my purpose or my goals must become a must. I must be able to achieve them. Not that I want to maybe achieve them. I must. I have to make it a must in my life. And that's simply a belief switch. And when you believe it and you internally believe it and you consciously believe it, you're going to start taking the action steps to achieve your purpose, right? Why we do what we do. Now, I mean, that's $1 million question to a lot of people, and a lot more than $1 million to a lot more. Why do you do what you do? Is your why big enough? Is your purpose big enough? You know, I almost cringe at using the word why because it's so overused. I like using the word purpose because I want to know, what is your true purpose? What is your true meaning? What are you truly trying to achieve with your business? And once you figure that out, you know, you can really take things to a new level. Now, I'm going to tell you, everybody's why is different. I was looking for a picture, by the way. Everybody's why is a little bit different, okay? You know, for me personally, when I very first got started in this business, I had a picture of my family and I, and it's actually sitting right over there. I wanted to grab it and show it to you. And, you know, I put it in everything that I did. I put it on the websites that I had. Once my company got formed and we really started going, we put it in our marketing material. And the reason why is because it was not to promote me, right? The reason why is because it was a big point in my life, a big part of my purpose. My purpose was to help my family, right? To create the freedom that I wanted to be able to spend the time doing the things that we wanted to do. Now, that might sound silly to you. That might not make any sense. Well, James, you were a stockbroker. You had it made. No, I hated it. I hated it. I hated going into work. I mean, I love the people that I dealt with. I've always loved people. I love being around people. I love the chat and stuff, but I didn't like the work part of the job, as they say, right? I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't feel a meaningful purpose in what I was creating in people's lives. I was helping the rich get richer, which was awesome. But, you know, I knew there was something more. I knew there was something more to my life, and I felt like I was playing a game. So for you, you truly, truly have to figure out, what is it going to do for you? If you can achieve those 5 goals that you wrote down, what is it truly going to do for you and your family? What would it do? Or what would it do for your health? Or what would it do for your relationship with God or whatever spirit, you know, that you worship? What would it do for you? That's what you have to figure out. Why you want to do what you need to do to get to this purpose. Because I'm telling you without a doubt, folks, I don't want to spend all day on what your purpose is. But we have to define that, because if you don't define why you're doing what you do, the what doesn't matter. How many of you, and I know not everybody here is part of Pangea, but how many of you out there have been to one of my overview calls and you've heard me say many times that people do business with you because of why you do what you do, not necessarily what you do, right? There's a lot of companies that sell a lot of different products, but why you do what you do. That's why we focus on our vision. That's why we focus on our mission as a company. You have to take that to your own internal level, your personal level, because our company mission statement, our company vision statement, even though you can resonate with it and you can believe in it, you have to have your purpose for your personal goals. So here's the deal. I'm sure you wrote down 5 things, and I'm sure that they were, if I had to guess, the majority of you had, what would I put it, like broad goals, okay? Like, I want to lose some weight in the next 30 days, or I want to earn some money in the next 30 days, or I want to pray more in the next 30 days, or I'd like to spend more time with my wife or my husband or my significant other in the next 30 days, or my kids, whatever it is. Most people write in broad terms. Most people speak in broad terms as well, right? What's often left out of anything are the specifics, right? The specifics, like specifically, what do you truly want? We're getting to the point of why you want what you want, right? We've already talked about that. You have to figure that out. I can't figure it out for you. But when you figure out why, you want what you want, you are going to be so amazed how synchronistically things just start to fall in place for you. You're going to be shocked. I'm telling you. You know, when I first started my business, as I told you, I killed myself. I'm telling you, I did calls like this all the time. I was in my office when I got home from work. From the time that I got home from work till 11 p.m., I missed dinners, I missed birthday parties, I missed Christmas things, I missed everything that you could imagine because I wanted this so bad that I could taste it, and I just could not break through. How many of y'all can relate to that? How many of y'all have told yourselves, hey, this is my company, this is the year, I'm gonna do it this time, I'm gonna lose the weight this time, whatever it is? How many people do you tell yourself that, and then you get right back into the same habits? You see, we're creatures of habit. I guarantee you that if you look at your day, most of you go to the bathroom at the same time every day, you eat at the same time every day, you go to sleep at the same time every day, and you repeat, because we're all creatures of habit. You have to change some of your habits, right? You have to get a little bit uncomfortable with your current situation to be able to break through to something new. So let's talk about those 5 things really quick, okay? I'm not going to talk about them specifically in detail because, again, this is something that you're going to have to do on your own. And I want to tell you something, okay? If you're not willing to do this, you should just exit out of this right now. I'm telling you, if you cannot take the time to buy into this, this is not the training for you. You should go about your way. If you're having success, great. If you're having failure, you're going to continue to, but I hope you find someone else that will do it, because if you can't buy into this, the rest of it doesn't matter. I need you to buy into this. I need you to commit to this, okay? I want you to take each and every one of those 5 things that you wrote down, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to put some specifics to it. And when I'm talking specifics, I am talking dead on specifics. If your goal is to earn $1,500 in the month of February, you need to write that down, or in the next 30 days, however you choose to do it. Whatever that specific goal is. Now, in addition to that, how are you going to earn it? Because here's the thing. Oftentimes people will say, hey, I want to make this amount of money in this amount of time, and they think they're done with that. No. What if you have a job? Does that count for a part of some of your money, right? What if you get food stamps or alimony or something like that? Does that count as part of what you're trying to create for yourself? No, it doesn't. So be specific. If you're in a business, whether it's our business or any business, if you sell products or services, you see most people that are in our business or in any business out there, they're doing a couple different things. Maybe you have some affiliate offers. Maybe you have some CPA offers. You know, I came from internet marketing, so I love all that stuff. So maybe you're marketing just some simple products online in addition to building your business, right? And maybe it's offline as well. Maybe you're not an online marketer, but maybe you're doing some other stuff. So maybe it's your job. Maybe it's some stuff that you're selling on the side. Whatever it is, I want you to be specific on your income goals. What portion of each piece of your income do you want to come from what specific spot, okay? Same with your health goals, okay? Most people will say, hey, I want to lose weight, or I want to start working out, or I want to do this. You need to be more specific. I want to get to my fighting weight, right? I want to have abs within the next 6 months. We're doing 30-day goals. So, you know, if you know that your goal in 6 months to have abs, what could you do in these next 30 days specific to get you to the place where that's a great foundation for you? Maybe eat better, right? Plan out your meals in advance. Make sure that you're exercising at least 30 minutes a day. Make sure that you're stretching correctly. Whatever it is that you know, and here's the deal, you know, this is what kills me. If you go into Barnes & Noble and you start looking at magazines, and let's just talk fitness for a second, even though we're not fitness, let's just talk fitness for a second. You grab 10 fitness magazines, almost in every single one of those, you're going to see articles that are almost identical by different people telling you the same things that you've already known for the last 20 years or however old you are. You know, it might be the last 5 years if you're a youngster, things that you already know. You already know what to do. I mean, that is the truth in all this. You know what to do. So when you start talking about your health goals, don't go out there and buy a bunch of crap that you don't need. I'm just being straight with you. Don't do that. It's not required. You know what to do. Plan out your meals. Do what you need to do. You know your body more than anyone else does. There's not a trainer on the planet. There's not a dietitian and nutritionist out there that can help you because you already know what to do. You know what works for you, so just do it, right? Same thing with your business. You know what your habits are. So if you know that you need to work your business between these hours, that needs to be part of your goal, that you are committed to working your business 3 to 5 hours a day or 2 hours a day or 30 minutes a day, whatever it is, whatever you think it's going to take to get you to the point where you can earn the type of money that you want. Spiritual goals, okay? How are you specific with those? Well, I specifically am going to spend this amount of time reading whatever that you want to read to your religion, praying to whatever God that you want to pray to. It is irrelevant. I don't care what religion you are. That has nothing to do with it. But you specifically have to set those up. Now, if you see a pattern here, what we're starting to talk about is we're starting to talk about making sure that there's time allotments in your day. I hate time management. There's no such thing. You can't manage time, in my opinion. But what you can do is you can create the habits which naturally create your own schedule that you're committed to. You know, my dad always said to me, you always make time for the things that you truly want to do. Now, it's the things that you don't necessarily care about that you don't really have time for, okay? Like if you're truly committed to your business, you're always gonna find time for it. If you're truly committed to your family, you will always make concessions to make sure that you're there for them, okay? So just keep that in mind as you're building out these goals and you're writing the different things. So let's back up a little bit and let's just recap where we're at, and then we'll get to some other stuff. And I wanna share just a couple different things with you to get this wrapped up. We've already had you here for 30 minutes. I don't like keeping you much longer than that. So as we lead into tomorrow, okay, I want you to work on a couple things. Number one, I want you to work on your purpose. You can call it your why. I don't care what you call it. And I don't want it to be that general purpose or why that so many people go with. Oh, I want to earn $10,000 a month because it would allow me to, spend more money. I mean, I want you to be specific. I mean, what is it that gets you teared up in your life? What is it that, moves you internally? What is it that can help you when you roll out of bed every single day that you know that you are fighting for that? Your back doesn't need to be in a corner, but maybe it already is. If your back's in a corner in any aspect of your life, you sit there and crawl up like a little baby, or you come out swinging, right? Well, I come out swinging. I'm the guy that you need to kill in a fight. I promise you that. And you have to have that same type of mentality. You have to come out swinging with every aspect of why you do what you do. So we figure out the purpose. You already have your 5 goals written down, okay? You took the time to do that. If you're still watching, you better have taken the time to do that. If you didn't, well, you're already probably too late for this because you can't follow instructions. But that's okay. Just take a step back, write them down, and get right back with us. I don't want you to lose this. But you got the 5 written down, okay? I want you to be as specific as you possibly can when you're writing these 5 goals down. Specific to the next 30 days. Don't worry about 6 months from now. Don't worry about a year from now. We're talking about the next 30 days, creating some habits, creating some beliefs inside of you that when we start getting to the business portion of this, when we start getting to the internet marketing, the building of websites, the social media aspect of all those things that I've had the opportunity to learn, you're going to be able to be part of it, okay? You're not just going to grab that information and think you're going to run with it and have success. This is your foundation. Right now, this is the building blocks. This is your foundation. So you can choose at this point in time to either have a shallow, weak foundation built on sand, or you can start laying some bricks, right? And I want you to lay bricks, center blocks, have the concrete down there. Make sure that you have things in place right this very second that can help take you to where you want to be. So when we start getting into this business side of it, when I start to show you how I went from 0 to 100,000 and more every single month online, you're going to want to be part of it, because guess what? Even to this day, I've never, ever recruited a single person in my city. Would you believe that? Everything that I have done has been online or building through events. Would you believe that? Never one person in my entire city have I ever personally recruited into any business. And I don't intend to because I don't have to. Now, that may not be your strategy, and I'm not trying to take you out of your strategy. If you're an offline marketer, you might be cringing at me saying that right now because I think it takes both. I think it takes the offline and the online. I'm just telling you from my personal experience what I've done and be able to share it with you. But before I can even get to those business principles, guess what? You have to have your foundation in place. So there's a couple things that I want to give you here today. Number one, I hope you're still with me. Number one, I have a limited supply, but a decent supply of a CD called 7 Steps to 7 Figures, okay? It's by Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs is one of my mentors, number one. I coached with him for some time. He really helped me tremendously. 7 Steps to 7 Figures. I have it in CD form, okay? And I will do this. The first 50 people that email me, I'm going to send you a copy of 7 Steps to 7 Figures. It's something that I plugged into my CD player, and I guarantee you I've probably listened to that thing 500 times. Now, the reason why is because it's simplicity, okay? Now, some of it might be a little bit outdated as far as marketing and things of that nature, but at the same time, the principles remain the same, okay? And Jeffrey Combs, if you don't know him, he can flow. You can Google him, Jeffrey Combs, C-O-M-B-S. He has a call every Tuesday night that you can plug into as well. And by the way, I'm getting no kickback for this. I just like Jeff. I like his stuff, and it helped me out tremendously. So I'm giving you some of those nuggets that were given to me early on, okay? In addition to that, Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, Jim Rohn. If you go to Google, you go to YouTube, pretty much anything that he has ever put out, he is like the godfather of personal development, motivation, inspiration. He is an unbelievable speaker, number one, but his stuff is plastered all over the internet, okay? So if you're sitting there today and like, James, I don't have any money to invest right this second in my education, that's okay. I'm not asking you to invest anything. I'm asking you to go to YouTube or go to Google and type in Jim Rohn motivation or Jim Rohn network marketing or Jim Rohn, anything like that. And what you're going to see is a ton of stuff pop up, okay? And you can get it for free. And the other thing is I've offered to send you a CD on my own dime, CDs that I already owned, 7 Steps to 7 Figures. First 50 people. By the way, my email, james@pangeafreedom.com. That's james@pangeafreedom. That's PANGEAFREEDOM.com if you want to check it out. I know a lot of people are not actually in our company. Now, in addition to that, we talked about leadership. I talked about being the leader that people want to follow. You have to be the leader that others want to follow, period. And your leadership skills are going to be huge. And some of you are going to be baby leaders to start with, right? You're just getting in that mindset that you could actually be a leader. Some of you might be introverts. You might be the people that, you just don't want to put yourself out there. You see these guys doing, like I'm doing a YouTube live. You would never think that you could do that, or a Facebook live, or, a website with your family or your pictures. Maybe you don't think you have nice enough cars or a nice enough home or any of those things. Folks, I'm telling you right now, it has absolutely nothing to do with anything, right? If you're putting the right vibes out there, you're going to naturally attract people. When I first got into this business, I had a picture, as I said, with my family. I had a website created, and all of a sudden I started attracting people that were like close to my age, that had young children that could relate. They went, what are you doing? I mean, how are you doing it? You're doing this from home? I mean, how are you doing this? Okay. So you're going to naturally start to attract people that you mirror, right? You're going to start to attract people that love what you do. If you're older, I think I could go out there right now and maybe attract some people that are looking for mentorship, that are just getting into this industry. I think there's a lot of opportunity out there that you're probably not thinking of when it comes to leadership. But John Maxwell, just to get to my point, John Maxwell, that's Maxwell. If you Google John Maxwell, there's some great stuff on YouTube for him. He is all about leadership, okay? So there's 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. That's a great one. There's the 5 levels of leadership by John Maxwell, which is a great one. I'm just giving you some nuggets. I'm giving you some things that outside of this training that you should spend 15 to 30 minutes every single day. Every single day. Remember, I talked about it yesterday. Every single day, not here and there, not hit and miss, every single day, feeding your brain with this stuff. These people are multimillionaires. They've done it. They know what they're doing. You should get fed information by them every day. Another one is Bob Proctor. You probably saw him in The Secret. I think that that's a cool book to actually listen to or to read. It's pretty long though, but I think from a mindset standpoint, it's really good. But what I'm talking about, he has some great YouTube videos out there on the science of money. I would encourage you to check that out because that's actually good. Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has stuff all over the internet. Now, he's obviously an amazing speaker. People follow him everywhere, but he has a lot of free stuff out there on YouTube. I'm giving you YouTube. I mean, I'm giving you the tip right here. Just go to YouTube and type it in. It is there. And he has some great stuff on goal setting and some other stuff that you can check out as well, just to get you motivated every single day. Last thing, and I know that if you've been in this industry, I know you've heard this, the book Think and Grow Rich. I almost feel cliche saying it, but do you think success might leave some clues, right? Do you think that all the people that have said, hey, check out Think and Grow Rich, that should be part of your routine before you get started in this business? Do you think that maybe just for a second that they're telling you that because it matters? You think? Folks, pick up a copy, Think and Grow Rich, Google it. There's PDFs all over the place. You can absolutely get it for free, okay? So I'm going to end with this. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to continue to build on this foundation. We're getting close to being part of the business things. I know that if you're like me at all, you're probably like, man, land the plane. Get to the business stuff. Show me how to market, James. What are we doing? I get it. I'm the guy that always read forward at school, that would start the test before we were supposed to, that got in trouble constantly. That is me, so I can relate to where you're going. I'm asking you to buckle down, concentrate, stay focused, and work through this foundation part. Give me a few days here to get you set in the right direction from a mindset standpoint. Do the habits and the things that I've told you about. Tomorrow, if you don't wake up, or even tonight, if you don't take the time to Google the things that I told you to, or YouTube it and pick out one of these things, if you didn't email me already saying, hey, I want to be one of the first 50 people, if you didn't do that, most likely you aren't going to do the rest, okay? I'm telling you, do what I asked you to do, and do it every single day, and you're going to be shocked at the success that you can have in this business, in any business, and in your life in general. Do it, okay? Do it. Don't think about it. Do it. Commit to this process. So tomorrow when you come, I want more specific goals. I know this isn't a workshop where I can sit here and read your goals. I want you to come tomorrow with your specific goals. I want you to come tomorrow with the true reason why you do this, not some make-believe reason that you got off somebody else's website or reading somebody else's why, or say, oh, hey, me too. Not that crap. I'm talking about the real deep-rooted, where you're at, why you do what you do, because you would be shocked how many people can relate to your story when you'll just dig deep and be truthful with it. Tell people what the real reason why you're doing what you're doing is, and you will be shocked how many people are attracted to the same exact situation that you are. Even if that situation is, hey, I'm rock bottom, I'm dead broke, I'm living in my parents' house, I'm homeless, I live off food stamps, I can't pay for my kids' school, I can't send my kids to college, I gotta help my parents out financially, we're about to lose our house, we're about to lose our cars. Whatever it is, why you're truly doing what you're doing, you don't have to share that with everybody, but you need to know what makes you wake up every day. Rather than wake up every day and have the guilt of what you created, why not wake up every day knowing that, hey, your back's against the wall and you are that guy or that girl, that lady, that man that is coming out swinging. You're going to kick someone's butt. Anyone who gets in your way, you're going to run over them, because your purpose is so big. Your reason for living is so big. Your why is so big, and you know that you have the answer because you have the gifts, you have the talents, and you are the leader that people want to follow. I will see you tomorrow on lesson number 3. I hope that you have a great day. Thank you for your time. And like I said, most of these will be on YouTube. I will let you know if there's any difference if we do something on Facebook Live or something like that. They won't all be with me sitting, here still. Like I said, we'll have some videos where I'm actually out and about, but it's still going to be a learning process to break the monotony, because I don't want you falling asleep while I'm talking to you. Have a great day, folks. I appreciate your time. We will see you on lesson 3. Bye-bye.